Today we're talking about the helix piercing. Although it's super common, it's also very misunderstood. Also, I want you to stay tuned till the end of the video because we're giving away this beautiful 14 karat gold opal crown. Stay tuned to find out how to win this beautiful piece of jewelry. The helix piercing. Please stop piercing this with a piercing gun. The piercing guns are terrible up here. They were only designed for the earlobes, and poorly designed at that if you ask me. Now the thing is back in the early 90s, I had my cartilage pierced up top, or my helix, and it was done with a piercing gun. A couple days later, I found myself with pliers on both sides trying to rip it out of there. It was terrible. It spiderwebs the cartilage and does a serious amount of damage. Have I stressed how much I'm not a big fan of the piercing guns for this area? Let's talk about the right way to do it. The helix is the outer rim of the ear all the way down. Now, there's several placement options here because if you want to go lower, mid, or high, plus there's different angles you can pierce this at. Sometimes you want the gem pointed out that way. Sometimes for an industrial piercing, you're going to be piercing at a different angle. Sometimes the rings, you want the ring to be flat, so you're just grabbing the edge of the ears. So you have to think about this. How do you want that jewelry to lay? What it seems right to you. Sometimes you can actually take like a normal ring and just kind of hold it up and you kind of look and see the different angles and figure out what you need. Because going in completely blind, saying I just want a cartilage piercing, you might not get what you're looking for. As far as the jewelry options go, I highly suggest starting with the stud as opposed to the ring. When you're doing a ring, it typically twists and turns while you're sleeping and rotates, pulling crusties through, almost doubling the healing process. It's pretty painful too when these things happen. So start with a stud, whether it's a labret or a barbell, and then you have a lot of different jewelry top options, whether it's a gem cluster, a simple gem, a simple bead, or even a disc. It's completely up to you, but at least you can have something fun to heal this all the way through. This piercing, if you're lucky, is going to be healed up in about 3 or 4 months. What I mean by that is if you're not sleeping on it, your hair product's not getting in there, you're not catching on to combs, towels, or shirts, all these things are determining factors. I would say the average healing time is 6 months to a year to heal this piercing up. Granted, the more gentle you are to this, the nicer you are to your piercing, and the healthier you are, the faster you're going to heal. Now, as far as the most common problems, I mentioned them earlier. You're dealing with combs and brushes, hair products like shampoos, conditioners, hairsprays, gels. All these things getting inside an open wound will cause a longer healing process and some other issues which just aren't fun to deal with. So keep in mind, keep your hands off there. And if you have problems, talk to your piercer. Earlier I mentioned how I had my helix done with a piercing gun and how painful it was. It was brutal. Now, if done properly, it should be much, much less painful than that, right? Let's check it out. Middle to high. It's kind of surprising. You'd think it would be a little less than that. And I guess the reason why it fluctuated so much is it kind of depends on where you're getting it. Now, more towards the middle of the ear, as far as the cartilage goes, where it meets the earlobe, it's a little bit rougher heel, a little bit more thick of cartilage. Sometimes it gets thinner up top. But in general, it's not too terrible. The rough part is sleeping on this and healing it up. The thing I don't like about this piercing is a lot of people think it's a real simple piercing and ends up leaving people with a real bad taste in their mouth. I don't know why they're sucking on their own piercing. Whatever. Anyways, it's a cool piercing, but be aware that it's going to take a little longer to heal than an earlobe. It's very temperamental, so if you're wearing helmets, headbands, earphones that are covering over the top of it, it will be a rougher heal. So be gentle to your piercing. Make sure you wait to the right time where it's going to work for you, and then it's an awesome piercing. I'm sure you're wondering how to win this beautiful piece of jewelry by Invictus Body Jewelry, because it is solid 14 karat gold with either a white, black, or blue top, and we will include a solid titanium back as well. Now, to win this piece of jewelry, all you need to do is hit the like, make sure to share this video, and tell your friends about the contest. and give me a comment down below on what you're gonna do with this jewelry. Are you gonna wear it yourself? Fits well on a conch, a helix, an earlobe, maybe even a lip piercing. On September 30th, we're gonna draw a winner at random, and October 1st, we will announce that winner on a new video. It's pretty simple, and that's all you have to do. Good luck.